They never do that.
Did you take a picture of this other video?
Okay, so we use calculator on this one.
And now you make sure that
Let f be the function defined for x greater than 0. And it tells you what f of 2 is. The decimals give you a good indication that it's going to be a calculator problem.
the E.
And they give you, now this is important to notice, and I would, well, since you would just have a pen, I would circle it on the actual test, because that's in here, that's the graph of f prime. Those are important things to keep separated. Okay, A, use the graph of f prime to determine whether the graph of f is concave up, down, or neither on the interval 1.7 to 1.9. So I know 1.7 to 1.9 is in between 1 and 2, right?
Yes.
And so in between 1 and 2, I have this.
Decreasing.
It's decreasing, that's right.
So wouldn't it be concave down?
Yes. So since I could say since f prime of x is decreasing on the interval 1.7 to 1.9, there's a 1 there, I swear, then f double prime of x is less than 0 on 1.7 to 1.9. So f of x is concave down on 1.7 to 1.9. Now, this is not the only way of describing this.
Why couldn't we skip the f double prime? Why do we have to add that?
Let's see.
Because if we know
Since f prime of x is decreasing, I would say that first part would be enough.
Question. Do we have to write the full words out, or can we use, like...
Can we write the what?
Do we have to completely write out, like, decreasing, increasing?
No, DEC is fine.
Like concavity, though?
I probably on the actual test would write, I might write CC down.
Okay.
Or just in case, just to make sure. I mean, that's pretty obvious that it's concave down.
Right.
And there are math people that are grading this, but I just hate for them to count off something stupid.
That's why I asked.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't have to do the f double prime?
No, you would not have to. What I'm doing is I'm over-explaining it so that you're making these connections. That's what I'm doing.
You're making that.
All right, so B, on the interval 0 to 3. So that's on the whole thing here that's shown. At what x value does the graph have a relative maximum, a relative minimum? Justify your answers. Okay, so how can we tell when we have a relative max or min from f prime?
Zero.
Yeah, it's got to be where it crosses the x-axis.
Okay, question.
Yes.
Closer to 0. Would we count that, or because we can't see the full thing?
Oh, well, we can. We're going to graph it on our calculator.
So it'd be like
But, it's not crossing.
1.
So we're going to be okay. Even if it touched 0, we don't know what's going on below it. So we're okay. What did you say? I'm
Is it
sorry.
like 1.8 and 2.5?
No, we have to actually find it using our calculator.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking at this because it's going up here is positive, here is negative. So what's this point going to be? Okay, from increasing to decreasing, you're right. It's a max. And so then this other one, of course, then would have to be a min. And again, that's not something you'd have to write down. I'm just teaching. Okay, so we have to find the actual, which means you're going to have at least the 3 points, 3 decimals.
Oh wait, is this the E?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So we're going to go to y equals, and we're going to graph what I have circled here.
Do we need to put in parentheses?
Here's what it looks like. There it is.
Where do we find that E?
It is
Second.
above the natural log,
Got it.
E
closer to 4.
And it's math 4.
Oh, to make that a fraction, you can hit it's alpha y equals. Whoa. Alpha, which is
Oh
the
my
green, y equals.
I'm about to do a window. This is
So really what we're doing is we're doing F1.
actually.
That's what allows
Yeah,
us.
make sure you do it right. I don't ever do this. I know. I'm about to change this because this is. I have it all the way to like 15.
Okay, now you're looking at the window?
Yeah.
Okay, I got that on here too.
What is it?
Oh, there it is. There's what I set the window to because it said on the interval 0 to 3. So that's why I went 0 to 3. And then I'm looking for where it crosses the x-axis. So I just need it to change, bless you, -1 to 1 is fine. You could have more than that, but that's all you need. The rest of it really doesn't matter.
Okay, now how do I make my graph work?
When you hit graph, what does it say?
Oh. I didn't put the graph button.
Oh!
That's what you mean.
That's what you meant. Hit graph. Okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, okay.
Is it to be sketched?
Now, the graph should look like this one up here.
It does. You change the window. I think it does.
So if it doesn't look like this graph, then there's an issue. So does anybody need any help?
Not
So
I actually did it.
Yay!
That's the first time I've done it right.
Yay! We'll get there. Okay, so now we're trying to find the zeros, which means where it crosses the x-axis. So we go to the calculate, which is second, and the trace button.
And you find 0.
And it's number 2, 0, and it asks you left bound, right bound,
Oh, wait, which way is left?
yes.
I did the wrong way. And left. I don't know if not right. I went right instead of left. Yes.
So when it says left bound, you're just going to put it up here somewhere. Right bound would be down here somewhere. Guess somewhere around where the 0 is. And then you hit enter and it should tell you, here's your 0.
Do I gotta write the whole thing?
You need, well, how many decimals do we need? 3. At least 3. Now, if we were going to use this as an answer for something else, we would want to write more.
Do I write just the X or do I write the X and the Y?
You just need the X. This is really 0.
See, that doesn't say 0.
No, but it's 6.42 times 10 to the negative 14th.
Cool.
So that means I'm moving this decimal over
8,000.
woo, 14 times.
As your math teacher, you're gonna break the rapid TV.
So it's 0.013 times 6. So I would say that's 0.
Okay, I didn't see the E. Okay. Yeah, so if there's gonna be 13 zeros in front of something, it's 0.
I totally agree. Even the AP people agree. So f of x has a relative, what was that first one? Max. Relative max at x equals 1.772 because f prime of x changes from positive to negative.
I need to work on these T's and pluses. They look the same.
Yeah, if you're not sure about that, write POSNEG.
They look the same. I put space there, but like these two look the same.
Okay, so now let's do the minimum.
Now I click second.
So you just do it again. We do second, trace, we're finding the 0. Left bound, right bound, We're just using that other point